Cette semaine, nous vous emmenons sur les hauteurs de Saint-Gervais à la rencontre d'un personnage très atypique. Parmi les habitants du village, nombreux sont ceux qui ont fait le choix de s'installer ici par amour du territoire. C'est le cas de James, qui est arrivé ici il y a 4 ans. Il est aujourd'hui le fondateur et dirigeant de la Distillerie du Mont-Blanc, qui produit du gin et du whisky qu'il vend en quantité limitée. But for now, let's switch to English.
Okay, so what we're doing here is collecting the heads. The heads is the first part of spirit that comes off, and that is the methanol. Now, methanol is poisonous. They found out after many years of distilling, if you drank too much of it, you go blind or die. And we don't drink this, it's called nosing. And nosing it to a distiller, you can tell when the methanol finishes and we want to start collecting the good product. This is undrinkable, so we'll leave that for now. In a few moments we'll try it again, and then when I've nosed it to realize we've finished having the methanol, we'll then take this away and then start collecting the product. We collect about 51 litres of product. We might take off about 1 litre today. It's not just methanol that comes through, which is poisonous, it's also a little bit dirty because it cleans the pipes at the beginning of the day from last time we distilled. So I can collect a bit of that, and then we can compare the two spirits and see whether you can tell a difference between a bit of dirty spirit and then when we've finished and we're collecting our product. Well, I was a teacher in the UK, so I was looking for a change in life, and I was actually applying for my immigration to Canada. Knowing that visa could take 6 months or so to come through, I actually came to France to enjoy the beautiful place. And it was while I was here, my new French friends integrated me to the community, and I would take a bottle of whiskey, because I don't know anything about wine. The visa had not come through, and my local friends convinced me, maybe you should try make whiskey and gin here. So step by step, barrier by barrier, we came across, investigating whether that could come true or not. And after 6 months, I realized that it could happen here. And I committed myself, leave Canada and continue this dream here. We've been distilling gin for 4 years and whiskey for 6 months. It's an awesome situation to be in, really. So what I'm doing now is not just warming my chest up because I feel cold. I'm actually looking for vapor. This area here is an area that we dismantle when we're cleaning and filling up, and if I don't have it on quite light, it could lose vapor. Now, that's 2 problems. One, we're losing alcohol, which is not good business. But secondly, it can be dangerous because vapor escaping can fill the room, and as we have a naked flame powering our still today, it could explode. The condenser is basically a tank of cold water. And when the vapor follows through this pipe into the water, it shocks it from vapor back to spirit. We take the water from the source, it comes in and out back into the land. In the winter, there's not a lot of water in the mountain coming from the source, so we have a solar panel powering the pump to pump the water from the tank into the system, and then we actually send the water outside before it then comes back in. So I have a self-contained unit in the winter, so I don't consume any water in the winter at all. Okay, that's pretty good. We're very close now to have finished taking the heads, and then we'll be able to start collecting the rest of the product.
Son mentor, c'est Tom Nichol. C'est un nom reconnu dans le milieu de la distillerie. C'est avec Tom que James a développé les recettes de son gin et de son whisky.
He was working in a distillery that had millions of euros worth of machinery. I'm proud also because he's very proud of me. And when he came here, it was like going back into the Stone Ages, the cave time. 70% of the flavour of whiskey comes from the wood, the tunnel that it's in. Most whiskies are in 2 or 3 tunnels at any point of their life. This whiskey has had 3 years in a bourbon cask, 3 years in a cognac cask, and then 6 months in a white wine cask from Abbeville. Whenever you distill, it's always transparent. If you see a gin in a bottle that's pink or something, they've added the color after. So what I'm doing now is testing that. 83.7. So 83.7%, and we have 1 litre. When the douane next check me, we will count and make sure that I'm not trying to, it's basically, yes, not hiding tax. They want to make sure I'm not reselling it on before they see it. So this then gets stored up here. I have other containers. When that's full, I'll transport it down to my garage, and then it will stay there in another container until they come. Here we have Angelic, Wrigley's.
Pour faire un bon gin, il faut 2 bons ingrédients, et James les choisit et les prépare avec attention.
So we have some other ingredients here. We have the coriander. This coriander is from 4 hours away, it's quite local. What's important with ingredients is that they're all good. So Tom, my professor, taught me how to test the ingredients before buying them. The Geneviève I use from this mountain. We have Wrigley's here. Wrigley's is our natural sweetener to the gin. We don't add any kind of essence or testing Wrigley's is just by smell. And to me, that's described as like chocolate felt, like soft chocolate. But it may look the same, and then when you smell it, if it's vinegar, it's terrible. You cannot use it, it will destroy your gin. Most distillers use their nose a great deal, not just for the spirit, but for the plants as well.
Une fois le gin terminé, il faut le mettre en bouteille. Cette étape, il s'en charge dans un petit local, à quelques kilomètres d'ici. C'est aussi là-bas qu'il colle ses étiquettes sur ses bouteilles et qu'il les expédie.
So this is one of the 2 churns, containers that we distilled today, and then into the giant container, and we will add the water. Oh, bliss. And once we add the water, to bring the alcohol percentage to the correct 43.6, we let it mature for 4 weeks minimum. That's at least twice as long as any other gin. I believe that's the best, to allow the oils to mix with the water and be a lot better, nicer flavour. This whole packaging stage is what I call a labour of love. As artisanal as you can get, handcrafted, never one bottle wrapped perfectly the same. Some companies use heat shrink plastic to seal the bush on for security, but it's not legally needed, so we use, like many other companies, a paper seal. Crafted as artisanal as you get. One pallet ready for V&B. All finished.
Merci à tous d'avoir suivi ce 7e épisode d'Émotions Alpines. Nous on se retrouve la semaine prochaine pour le tout dernier épisode de la saison sur tous nos réseaux sociaux.